So many young producers are doing this wrong, and it's ruining their collaborations. What is up, y'all? It is your boy Kirk here, aka Vandal, and we're going to talk about the one or two things that could actually help you build better relationships in the industry through collaboration. There's one thing that will actually help you stand out, and that is bouncing your stems correctly. I know, it seems trivial, but honestly, wait till the end of the video. I'm going to show you how I've bounced my stems out to send to my buddy Juan, who's a mix engineer. Collaboration is super important. Whether you're collaborating with a big artist or friend, or you're sending stuff to an engineer or whatever, collaboration is super important. But also making the other person's life easier is gonna make you stand out. It's also gonna make you easier to work with. People like to work with people that are easy to work with. Who would have thought? So I'm gonna jump into the screen and I'm gonna show you what we've got going on here. Let's jump in. All right, great. So you could kind of see here that there are a ton of tracks, but you'll see that there are a ton of tracks, but then also too, like, they're all labeled. Look at the way that they're labeled. It's like really intentional the way I have them labeled here. It's very clear what these are. So why am I numbering them? Let's actually talk about that. So the reason why I'm numbering them is because when you send these files to somebody, like, it's going to be organized by the alphabet or by that first character that's there in the file. So if it just started with DRM, that would be fine as long as all of my drums have that DRM, underscore DRM. That's what stands for drums, because it's like I wanted to be able to fit all those names of the things in there. So these are all the names of the drums, right? So they're super organized, and they have an 01 in front of them, so that when my buddy Juan drags them into his session, they're already, like, all the drums are together. And then the next one I have is like 02, 808, and 02 bass guitar. Now all the basses are together. Now, and then the next thing I have is 03 GTR. You could guess it, it's guitar, and all of my guitars are numbered 03, and then they're labeled. So you can see they are labeled here with a number, 04, 03, which designates what group they're in. So there's the synth group, there's the guitar group, there's a bass, there's a drum group, there's also a vocal group in here, effects group, all of that stuff, they're all here. And they all got a number, so it designates the group. So when Juan drags it in, it's gonna drag in like in order, and he's not gonna have to worry about like fumbling around and trying to organize these sessions. Trust me, I have actually received sessions where nothing was organized. I didn't know where anything was, and honestly, it makes the writing process less enjoyable. Even if the project is dope, it makes it less enjoyable because it's just so much more work. But you want to be as detailed as you can without it being like super long. You don't want it to be like super duper long, but you want it to be very clear that this is a guitar. You want it to be very clear that this is an acoustic. You want to be very clear of what the tonal quality is as well. For example, if we look at my synths here, I have synth LD stands for lead top. So it's the top lead. And then I have a lead main. So this is like the main one. It should be the loudest. Then there is a dissonant one. So this one is actually, it fits in there, but it's like a little bit dissonant. So like you see, these are like really, really detailed without it being like overly detailed. So the organization makes it so easy for people to work with you. When it's easy for people to work with you and you make their lives easier, they're gonna want to keep coming back and working with you. That's just, it's just easy because you're easy to work with. No one wants to work with someone that's really hard to work with. It's so simple. And young producers just don't take the time to name their tracks accordingly. So if Juan was to go to a studio and he wanted to lay these all out, and it was in Pro Tools, but it was coming out on a mixing console, they would be laid out extremely organized on the board. So he'll never even have to look at the session. He drags them in, they're laid out. They may not be one-to-one, like the numbers, but it's gonna be at least like in order. Trust me, take your time. Name the sessions, name the tracks, accordingly, name them in the groups, and make sure you keep all the drums together, the basses together, the guitars, whatever, synths, all vocals, just keep them in groups. Think of them in groups, because then when you send them out to somebody else that you're collaborating with or whatever, they will 100% appreciate that. They will 100% remember you for having a super organized session, because then you actually look like a professional. You're actually treating them and respecting them by making sure you're not wasting their time, because honestly, it's a huge waste of time to have to go in and decipher what you were thinking when you were being disorganized. So if you enjoyed this content and it was very helpful for you, hit that like button to help the algorithm. And also too, if you're new to producing, or you're a younger producer, or you're someone that is already been producing for a long time and you enjoy this content and feel like it's relevant to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you could check out all the content that I end up doing in the future, and hit that bell notification so that you get notified when I put out new stuff. So glad that y'all are here. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.